Your first team that you're buying stock in on, it is not a stranger to us or our listeners. Talk to me about Georgia Tech.
And it's not a stranger to my background either. If you look just over
Mm.
my shoulder, you will see that yellow jacket hoodie. Yeah, I'm talking about Georgia Tech. We've been in on the jackets for a couple years now. We were riding that Ramblin' Wreck. There's the meme. We've got it. It's incredible. But no, I think you need to buy into what Brent Key's doing. I think that he's starting to build the program that he's wanting to, and I think this is the year that they take the step forward. I really think that this is that year where they're going to make the next step. They're going to take it to a different level, and kind of here's why. So first off, you bring Haynes King back. He's a stud. He's a gladiator. We've seen it. We've seen him fight. We all watched that 8 overtime, or like I don't know if it made it to 73 overtimes, but it felt like that game went on forever and ever. We watched that game against Georgia. We watched how he kind of gutted it out. And was he perfect? No, but he gutted it out against Georgia. And I think as long as you got a warrior back there like that, you're going to be all right. Jamal Haynes is coming back as well. Together, they ran for over 1,500 yards, and the rest of their team had like 900. You're bringing back lots of production in the run game, and I'm going to lean on that a little bit. They had the number 3 recruiting class in the ACC, right behind FSU and Miami, and I really like that for them. By the way, neither of those teams on the schedule this year for
Mm.
Georgia Tech, so that's definitely something in their favor. But look,
Missing Miami might not be in their favor. They've won
well,
two straight against them.
I guess you never know what's going to happen with Florida State either. Maybe they're a
Yeah.
little bit down still, but I mean they recruit well, and I don't think anyone thinks Florida State's going 2-10 again or something like that.
No.
But yeah, I think that'd be shocking, and we'd say bye bye to Mike Norvell, but that's it. No, look, here's the thing. I think we all have seen what this program is doing, but really it has a lot to do with Brent Key and the toughness that he's bringing there. He clearly cares about the program, played offensive line at Georgia Tech, really cares about making this thing a stud and a champion. Building that in Atlanta, in the shade of Athens, Georgia, trying to figure out how to get out from underneath those Bulldogs and kind of assert yourself a little bit, not just in the state, but in that region, the Southeast, being able to recruit in that area, being able to pull talent out of the area, almost an impossibility. But what he's been able to do to make them formidable, I think, is going to finally turn around a little bit. The other thing that I really wanted to emphasize, looking at some of their schedule last year, just how close they were to really busting this thing open. They lost to Syracuse at Syracuse by 3. They had another closer loss to Louisville. It was 12, but it was kind of closer. They had again that overtime loss to Georgia that would have sent shockwaves through the country if they had ended up pulling that one off.
Sure.
And a couple of rough ones, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, not their best. They lose their bowl game. I don't know how much that was really. There's always up and downs and players playing or not, whatever else. But look, I think that there is a real opportunity for them to kind of turn this thing around, especially when you consider what the schedule looks like this year. This is why I'm buying a lot of stock here. They go to Colorado. They play the Gardner Webb running Bulldogs. They play Clemson, which will be a tough one. They do get that game at home, though. Temple and at Wake Forest before they get their bye week. They go Virginia Tech, at Duke, Syracuse at home, at NC State, another bye week, at Boston College, Pitt, before they finish the year with Georgia at home. That is tasty to me. I like the way that looks. Just looking at it optimistically, you're going to say probably Clemson and Georgia are losses, but a lot of Georgia Tech fans are going to say, well, what else? I think we can win a lot of those games if I'm a Georgia Tech fan. So I'm going to roll with them a little bit. I think they're going to change some of those close losses to close wins. Much easier schedule this year than last year. And I think that toughness is finally going to start to peek through a little bit. They're going to tackle a little bit better, going to block a little bit better, going to run a little bit harder. I really like where Georgia Tech is as a program.
Over under is 7.5 right now. Whereas last year I think it was 5.5.
They didn't expect them to make a bowl game.
They did not. And the money was coming in on the under. We were praying that they would get to a bowl game. Obviously they did and had a heck of a season.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think a 4-1 start would go a long way to feeling like this is a team that could maybe do something special in the back end, right? If you can beat Colorado, it's going to be a entirely new look Colorado team there at Folsom Field on August 30th. We don't know what Wake Forest is going to be. They're probably a year or two away from being a year away. And so, yeah, it's a comfy on-ramp, I think, to their conference schedule. Virginia Tech, I wanted Brent Pry to work out. I don't know that that's going to happen, but
Yeah.
there are certainly a lot of winnable opportunities for Georgia Tech for all of those reasons, right? Like the Yellow Jackets are a program now that have objectively raised that floor. And I think that's what's so exciting to see is it hasn't been overnight. It hasn't been a flash in the pan, but it has been Key and his coaching staff really investing in their program's guys. And it's a program that has an upward trajectory. I think I'm right there with you. I think I'm really excited about the Yellow Jackets and their future.
It's just a program that wants to gut it out, right? Like they're not doing anything that's necessarily revolutionary or groundbreaking from a, coaching standpoint. It's not like Brent Key's out here scheming up crazy play calls and you're like, whoa, I've never seen that play before, right? It's not anything like that. It's just attitude and mindset. Haynes King's passing numbers are not that great. He's not a bad passer of the football. They're not that good. If they're able to kind of build some momentum this year, maybe land a transfer quarterback who can take that up a level, right? And play a little bit better, maybe still have some of that grit to him, but can pass a little bit more effectively. Maybe keep things rolling that direction in the portal. They could become a destination. They're going to have to make some noise, and they're going to have some opportunities. Look, you play Georgia at home. I understand that Georgia team is a very good Georgia team, but they almost got them last year. I don't know that Georgia's better this year than they were last year, so we'll see what happens with it. But I mean, I'm excited to see what happens with this Georgia Tech team, and I'm going to be following them, buying their stock, and I'm gonna ride the Ramblin' Wreck just a little bit longer.
Getting kids to buy in from local, right there in Atlanta has been a big part of Key's strategy, and you're starting to see the recruiting results come. Mm-hmm. It's exciting times, I think, down there for the Institute.
Gracious him! How about that?